The 21st day of May 2025. You're very welcome back. The weather is still very good here, although I believe there was very heavy rain in Dublin today. It's sunshine today. Now, I've made videos on this story of the migration and all that's going on. And I've just heard some of those videos did very good. My channel is doing well, nearly 10,000 views, but they're not all in my own constituency. They're all over the world, so that if you go for election based on your views or your subscribers to YouTube, you'll be sorely disappointed because only a few hundred live in your own area or your own constituency. Anyway, Matt Carthy was on the radio. There's a meeting at the Glencairn Hotel tonight over the convent being proposed to be taken over by migrants, and they have some type of planning application in for that. And so there was a lady called Mary on there expressing her opposition to it and the lack of information and all of this. And then after that was Matt Carthy, and Matt Carthy didn't mention me, but he mentioned about videos going up hitting Sinn Fein. Exactly. Now, my response to Matt Carthy is this. First, I want debate. I want a public debate, properly supervised, where we can argue these issues. Right? The second point is, and rather than naming the points, I'll go through them, that Sinn Féin's not in power. They're not in power. They're not doing it. Sinn Fein was bringing people into Castleblayney by Keaveny Keelan 30 years ago from nobody ever knew where they come from. Sinn Fein has a burning desire to pack Ireland full of migrants, irrespective of where they come from. They can't help themselves. They have a man in Belfast called Declan Kearney. Why doesn't he get on to me? Why doesn't he get on to me and debate it? He wants a multicultural society. Mary Lou McDonald has shown it clearly. She's all for mass migration, and the more the better. I have explained the reason why that is. In order to be left-wing, in order to be socialist, parties like Sinn Fein have to have a constant stream of impoverished people. And there are not that many impoverished people left in the Cavan Monaghan constituency or in Ireland generally. The shops are filled with food. People have enough to get by. So hunger and lack of clothing is not a problem. But there is a huge problem with housing, and he proposes to have a solution to that. Mary Lou McDonald said, don't blame the migrants, blame the government. Blame the government for what? We were able to provide our own houses with just a little state help from the foundation of the state. You built your own house, you bought your own house, you paid your mortgage. And Matt Carthy's on about people now who won't be able to have a pension. Many people pay their mortgage through their working life, they retire, and then they have their own house free to enjoy. Now that's not on, and he says that's not on, that's ended. Why has it ended? Well, the first thing you look at about housing is what's happening any spare bed there is in the country. It's been given to migrants. Are these migrants filtered or checked? No. Does anyone know where they come from? They land into Germany and they're distributed around the EU. He wasn't asked that on Shannonside, Northern Sound. He's just after finishing there now. They were saying at the Carrick Cross meeting, let's stick together. Stick what together? Stick together to bring in more migrants. He doesn't agree with them going into the Glencairn. Can he not count that if you want loads of migrants, you have to put them someplace? Over in West Cavan, where there's a great fishing industry, and indeed in Castleblayney, there's no accommodation now because the government has got on to all the bed and breakfast and given them millions to take the migrants, with the result the English fishermen cannot get a place to stay, so there's our tourist industry destroyed. The answer is to stop them coming in, Matt Carthy. That's the answer. That's it. Simple. Stop beating round the bush. They want them in because they're hoping they'll vote for them. Why the people in Castleblayney and Monaghan vote for them lads? What are they doing? What are they doing? Right. We had Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. They have failed. Well, they have helped with the economy. The economy is kept going. But they have failed on the migration issue. And Sinn Fein is worse. They say they're not worse. They say they're not worse. When the dogs on the street knows they are worse. They're only trying to have damage limitation. And they won't have a debate about this. They will not have a debate. Our population is being undermined. Our accommodation has been undermined. People can't get a place to sleep. They're cramming in thousands and thousands of people. 5 years ago, they tell us that couldn't get a house for their own people. We'll try a bit here and a bit there, and suddenly they can get housing for 500,000. And now nowhere is safe. They're packing them into any convent where there's nuns that closes up. Grab it. Grab everything. Take everything and give it to the migrants. Take every house. And if they could and they thought they'd get away with it, they'd buy up all the new houses being built in housing estates and give them to migrants. What do we owe these migrants? Nobody knows who they are. Did anyone ask Matt Carthy, who are the ones? He talks about having suitable accommodation. The Oasis Hotel on Margaretcloone was an accommodation, a good hotel, a place to stay, a place to have a drink and all of that. Full of them. Probably up to 400. Nobody knows who they were. And when one of them dies, there's no openness about an inquest that we can see. Nobody knows what's happening. The girls in Carpacross can't go to the ATM to get out money with them standing there. And these people are not friendly to our way of life. Is that not the case? Matt Carthy did mention people from outside the county. I'm in County Cavan. So what? I was invited to speak. The wind is up, Sinn Fein. But the main point is, what Sinn Fein would like the people of Cavan to do is take them at the word that they'll try and do something about it. You listen to Matt Carthy's pronouncements. He was on Shannonside Northern Sound today, and maybe you can get a podcast. Where does it say they're going to stop the migrants coming in? Nowhere. Where does it say they're going to send them home? Nowhere. So if they keep packing in by a couple of hundred or 300,000 a year, where are they going to put them? Who is offering them this? Who is out abroad telling them to come in here and get 500 a week and a place to stay and them hanging around the corners? Matt Carthy won't talk about that. It may be that the people of Cavan and the people of Ireland will still vote a few Sinn Fein, but they were on the cusp of being the largest party in the country. I, and a few like me, have stopped them doing that. Or when you think they'd want to talk about it, when you think they'd want to debate. But no, they have a media that they own. RTE is getting 750 million of our money per year, per half year, per 2 years period. They're getting 350 a year, million. And they are allowed to pronounce that the likes of me is right wing. And I have to pay all my bills the same as everyone else. And a lot of people believe the same as I do. And they're discounted. So the media, all they want is something to crow about, some disaster, some death, so they can publish in the paper. Such a fellow that died was a lovely chap. He was killed by a migrant, or a lovely girl, and we miss her so much. And they sell newspapers with that stuff, when in fact their biggest crime is not reporting the fact that we shouldn't have this migration at all. Iceland does not have this migration. Why are we bringing them in? What do we owe them? What's happening in the countries to come from? Sinn Fein doesn't know. Nobody knows. And Paddy MacDonald of Sinn Fein, Cavan, and Clifford Kelly of Fianna Fáil said last year, about early 2004, that the department refused to tell them who these people were. Why are they here? That's the question. Not how we disperse them, or putting them here and putting them there. Every community is being tested. They're trying to ram them in. When there's a big kick up, they move them. RTE was on yesterday about the government backing down about North County Dublin. And if we can stop them coming everywhere and block them at every place they come, well, then the government might be forced to say to the EU, we're not taking any more. If we lie down and let them come, they'll keep doing it. It's a question of how much resistance can be put up, how much we can resist, and how much the people can resist to stop this. And when it blows over eventually, and it probably will, because the German government is now being forced to do it because of electoral success of the Alternative for Germany, and they're now trying to stop it. They're putting a halt to it. And when they put a halt to it in Germany, it might ease it off here. And then Sinn Fein will come out, we solved this, we got this solved. Sinn Fein, I accuse Sinn Fein, because yous are the nationalist party. Yous are the party of the Irish people. representing a struggle that you claim had been fought for 800 years. And what are you doing? You're giving everything in the country away. You're depriving young people of a livelihood. Carthy was on about all that's gone to Australia and gone everywhere else, and he wants them home. If he wants them home, why doesn't he create the conditions for them to come home? Why can't he keep out foreigners coming in? How can we give all our housing stock to the rest of the world? There's 8 billion people in the rest of the world. 8 billion. And very few of them are getting €500 a week for their dole. This is the truth. This is the reality. There's nothing right-wing about it. Put it round. Let him meet me. Let's have a debate. Bring down that Declan Kearney. Let's have a good, hot, fiery debate on this and see who wins. Because Sinn Fein is wrong. Castleblayney ní Keelan was wrong to start this. They know that the Irish people are getting more prosperous. We worked for it and we got, and the whole idea is take anything we have and give it away, and hopefully the impoverished people coming in, and they may not be impoverished at all, will vote for left-wing parties. It's a dirty, mean, communist agenda. And Sinn Fein are leading the crowd. They're leading the crowd. That's my accusation. It's a terrible situation that the likes of me at my stage of life have to come out and try and stand up for me weak country, because they're doing that and they have the power to do it. You will not get away with saying you're not in power. When you get into power, if the situation is the same as now, Sinn Fein will ram this through full belt. Full belt. They call them Sharia Fein. They want the Muslim Sharia law in towns like Carrickmacross and Castleblayney. It's diversity, inclusion and equity. Well, I say no, we don't want it. Okay, folks, comment underneath. We'll see you back. Thank you.